Once upon a time in the cutlery drawer in the kitchen in a house in the city somewhere, there lived a little spoon. His name was Sporky. He was a little soup spoon, small and round with a shiny metal body. Now, Sporky loved living in the silverware drawer. It was cozy and dark, and he got to sleep next to all of his best friends, the other silverware. Every night when the family ate dinner, the silverware would get all cleaned up and put away, and then they could play all night long while the house was empty. Sporky loved playing hide and seek between the plates and bowls and making airplane noises as he zoomed across the drawer. But Sporky had a big dream. While all the silverware slept, Sporky would wake up and sneak out of the drawer. And every single morning he would stare longingly at the forks. Why did the forks get all the fun? The forks got to poke pasta and twirl noodles and look so fancy. And the spoons, well, they just got to hold soup or stir drinks or scoop ice cream. Being a spoon seemed boring. Sporky wanted to be a fork. One day, Sporky couldn't stand it anymore. So while the others were napping, Sporky climbed out of the drawer and went to the sink. He dipped his handle in water and said, "From now on, I am going to practice being a fork." So he tried to stretch his head into a fork shape. Oh, that's no good. He poked his reflection in the mirror. Ouch! That's no good either. Then he tried bending his head into a fork shape. Nope, still a spoon. Frustrated, Sporky stuck his whole self in the spaghetti. Maybe if he stayed in long enough, he would turn into a fork. Instead, he got tangled up in the spaghetti and scared a little mouse who ran away squeaking. Then one of the forks noticed Sporky struggling. He swam over and asked, "What are you doing, Sporky?" "I want to be like you," said Sporky sadly. "I wish I could poke pasta and twirl noodles." "You don't need to be like us, Sporky," said the fork kindly. "You're special as you are. You're a wonderful spoon." "Oh," said Sporky, "being a spoon isn't as fun as being a fork." "No one likes spoons." The fork shook his head. "That's not true. You just haven't found your person yet. Someone will come along who loves spoons." Sporky didn't believe him, but he was tired from all his practicing. So he went back to the drawer and fell asleep between the knives and the spoons. The next morning, Sporky woke up to the sound of someone opening the drawer. "Ooh, what's in here?" said a cheerful voice. Little Susie reached in and pulled out Sporky. "Look, Mommy, a spoon. Can I use this for soup?" "Of course, honey," said Mommy. "It's perfect." As soon as Susie saw Sporky's shiny metal body and round bowl, she knew he was just right for her. She took him to the table and poured some hot tomato soup into his bowl. "I love this spoon," she said, smiling. "It's perfect." And just like that, Sporky was off to his first day of his new job. He was excited to see how well he could scoop. At first, Sporky worried that the soup would be too thick and he couldn't get it off his spoon. But when he gave it a try, it felt wonderful. His shiny metal body helped the soup slide right off, and he was surprised at how much he liked being a spoon. Susie ate her soup and then wanted some more. "More soup, please, Mommy," she said. "Coming right up," said Mommy. "This spoon is great. It's got such a deep bowl. I bet it can scoop even more soup than my old one." As Mommy ladled the soup into Sporky's bowl, he thought to himself, maybe being a spoon isn't so bad after all. Then suddenly, Sporky slipped out of Susie's hand and clattered to the floor. "Oh, no!" cried sighed Susie. My new spoon. Mommy picked Sporky up and looked at him. Don't worry, sweetie, she said. We can fix this. She took Sporky into the kitchen and put him in the sink. She turned on the water and brushed off any bits of soup stuck to his bowl. There, she said, good as new. After lunch, it was time to clean up. So Mommy opened the silverware drawer, put Sporky inside and closed the drawer. He was a little shaken from falling, but he was glad that Mommy fixed him. And as the night went on and the house got quiet, he started to feel sleepy. He snuggled up to his friend, the spatula, and whispered, You know, I think being a spoon isn't so bad. Suddenly, the drawer burst open and a pair of little hands reached inside. Gotcha! Shouted Susie. She pulled out Sporky and ran out of the room. Wait for me, she called. Susie took Sporky all around the house. She pretended he was an airplane soaring through the clouds and a pirate ship sailing on the ocean. Sometimes she used him to stir pretend potions, and sometimes she pretended he was a race car zooming down the highway. Finally, Susie got tired and brought Sporky back to the kitchen. She put him in the sink and turned on the water. Let's wash you up for bed, she said. As Susie dried him off, she told Sporky all about her favorite parts of their day. When we were playing pirates, that was my favorite part. What was yours? Asked Sporky. Susie thought for a moment. When you pretended to be a race car. Vroom, vroom, she said, giggling. When Mommy came into the kitchen to get a glass of water, she saw Susie and Sporky together. Well, looks like someone has made a friend, she said with a smile. He sure does love that spoon, she added, winking at Sporky. As Sporky stood in the sink, he realized being a spoon wasn't so bad after all. He might not be able to twirl noodles or poke pasta, but he could do something better. He could make kids happy. From the bottom of his heart, Sporky beamed. This is the best job in the world, he thought. After Sporky's first day of being Susie's spoon, he went back to the drawer and snuggled up to the spatula. You know, he said, I think being a spoon is pretty great. The spatula smiled. I told you, you're a wonderful spoon. Every morning when Susie woke up, she would run into the kitchen and look for her favorite spoon. Time for breakfast, she would shout, and she would use Sporky to eat cereal, pancakes, and fruit. After breakfast, she would clean Sporky and then put him back in the drawer until it was time for lunch. One day, Susie's friend Michael came over to play. Look, Michael, Susie said proudly, my new spoon. Michael looked at Sporky. Can I use it for soup? He asked. Of course, said Susie. She poured some vegetable soup into Sporky and watched as Michael ate it all up. Your spoon is awesome, he said. I love deep bowls, and as the months passed, Sporky became the favorite spoon of everyone who knew him. Children would fight over who got to eat with Sporky. Adults would stop and admire his shiny metal body. And Sporky loved it all. He loved being the best spoon ever. He never did become a fork, but Sporky didn't care because he had something even better. He had a purpose. He learned that being yourself is the most important thing. And when you find something you love doing, that's what makes life wonderful. So if you have a dream and work hard to achieve it, you can be anything you want to be. You can be a famous singer or a brave firefighter, an amazing artist or a kind friend. You can be anything you want to be because you're special just the way you are. Thank you for watching. If you liked Sporky's story, click like and subscribe for more fun with Blyatsho.